What is yoga? What is yoga? So, me saying the word yoga like 3 times by now, 4 times. What is the first thing that pops into your head? I can probably tell you, most of you, somebody doing some kind of posing or stretches, right? Probably some cute chick that's wearing yoga pants with a nice ass, right? Doing some kind of an impressive stretch, maybe splits or holding a tree pose, right? And that's what pops into most people's heads. Certainly what pops into my head when I think yoga. But as of late, that image is actually changing because I've been looking into yoga, and it turns out the stretching, it's called Hatha Yoga, is a part of it, and not a very big part, may I say. It's just part of it. You know, it's not like it's the whole thing is yoga is stretching. No, it's just part of it. Yoga is a system. The word yoga means union. So the entire enterprise, the entire idea of yoga, the goal of yoga is to become one. Yoga means union, to become one with the divine, one with the oneness, one with the all, to become Christ, to become Krishna, to have that Christ consciousness, that Krishna consciousness, that oneness. And so it's a system, and it's designed to train you to get to be one, union, and be able to see past the veil of the ego, of the mind. And the first or the second sutra in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, I'll paraphrase here, yoga is essentially the trying to distill the modifications of the mind, because it is the mind, or dissolve the modifications of the mind, right? Because my mind tells me I am separate from this camera, I am separate from this tree, I see a person, I'm separate from the person, there's horses I'm looking at here, my mind tells me this is a horse and this is a human being, right? So the mind, it's the modifications of the mind. The mind is an instrument of which you get to experience separation. Yoga, union, the word means union, gets you to see that we're all one, that actually you're the same as everything else. And people who have experimented with psychedelics, you know what I'm talking about. When you're blasted and you feel one with everything, well, guess what? Some of those really highly developed yogis are in that state all the time. All the time. They're in that oneness, Christ consciousness state. They don't have to do psychedelics either. They're there all the time because they've been doing yoga for so long as a system, as a whole. Hatha Yoga, which is the stretching aspect, is one aspect of it, but it is just that, one aspect. And even the poses, they have like purpose behind each pose. Some poses are to increase blood flow throughout your body, other ones are for your spleen, for your kidney, for your digestion, right? So it's very deliberate. It's not just random stretching to relieve tension. The poses are very deliberate, and they're trying to achieve harmony and balance in your body. That combined with meditation, chanting is a big element of yoga. Chanting, huge element, that is often completely ignored in mainstream yoga outlets and places in the West. I'm talking specifically in the West here, right? I go to yoga, I do hot yoga. It's a wonderful place, wonderful people. But there's no chanting there, like the chanting, because it's a little bit weird for Westerners, right? And I totally get why there isn't, because it's a little bit of a weird concept for Westerners. What do you mean chanting? We're gonna sit there for an hour and say a Hare Krishna or just chant, get a mantra or yantra and chant? Like, you're crazy? Westerners, it's in the Western mind, it's a little bit crazy to do that. So it's not part of the mainstream yoga places in any Western city, any Western country. But chanting is a huge aspect of yoga, and meditation, breathing, meditation. Now, of course, the stretching, you go do 1 hour class. It is a form of meditation, of course, more of an active meditation, right? but then there's also sitting meditation, and there's so many different techniques for meditation. Also, another aspect of yoga, food, the food you eat, right? Like if you go to any proper yogi, first thing they're gonna get you to do is they're gonna get you to fast. They're gonna get you to become vegetarian or eat certain foods, restrict certain foods in your diet. Because again, yoga is a system. It's a system that is aimed to get your consciousness to be at its highest possible potential. So you can be ready to receive the divine and become one. And so any solid yoga system, one of the first things you're gonna do is you're gonna fast or restrict your food, restrict the foods you eat. You're gonna alter your diet because it is part of the yogic system. They look at it as a whole. How do I get you to be in union? Well, first thing first is the food you eat. So that's what yoga is. Yoga in a nutshell, just by the virtue of the name, what it means union, oneness, stretching. Hatha yoga is just one element of it. That's all. And there's so many different types of yoga out there. There's like Bikram yoga, Kundalini yoga. There's so many types, right? I'm not an expert at any of this stuff. I'm just getting lately into yoga. I've been reading the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and I just started it. I just read the first few sutras, and I'm trying to really understand what the fuck this guy's saying, because he says it, but there's a lot of meaning behind each sutra, because the sutras are not that long. But behind each sutra, you have to sit down and deconstruct it and see what he actually meant. And I'm very interested. So as I continue to learn more and more about the depths of yoga, I'll definitely be bringing it into this channel, right? So just in conclusion, right, just to conclude all of this, or actually before I even conclude it, I think the reason why when we think yoga here in the West, we think stretching, because the Western mind and the Western culture is very materialistic, right? So we want to take everything and materialize it. So we want to take yoga and materialize it into what? Exercise, accomplishment, right? The Western mind is always trying to accomplish, always wants tangible things, right? So it's like, oh, yoga is this thing that makes you more connected. How does it exactly happen? And then if you tell like a Western mind, oh, you chant and you connect, they're not gonna understand because it's not tangible. Oh, you stretch, you move your body, you accomplish, you feel like you worked out after, then you feel a sense of accomplishment, right? And so to the Western mind, this is why, we think yoga, we think stretching. You're just stretching, but it's way more than just stretching. Way more than just stretching, right? But if that's how you get into yoga initially, that's a good start. That's a good start. But I'm just saying there's a lot more to it. And it's pretty fucking golden. Like it is, like I don't know how these motherfuckers, these crazy motherfuckers in the mountains, I don't know how they came up with all this knowledge, but it's there. Like it's there to connect you to the source, to become a more divine being, to connect more with your higher self. Yoga is a good system for that, but it's not the only system. Keep in mind, right? It's not the only system, but it's a very solid system. God bless you all, guys. As I continue to learn more about yoga, I'll be sharing, and we'll also do some poses, right? We'll also do some poses and some stretches and stuff like that. I'm probably, just knowing me, I'm gonna have in the thumbnail me doing some pretty badass stretch, so I can get people to come in and see this video. But in the future, because I want to have at least one video a week about yoga. This is why I'm making this video, because it's a declaration to me as well. I want to have one video a week about yoga, and I'm reading the Yoga Sutras. I'm reading other books. I'm applying this stuff into my life, and then sharing it here in the videos. So we'll do some stretching, just all of it, all around, right? God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you. But don't forget to subscribe, or you're gonna sleep with the fishes. You're gonna become one with the fishes. You're gonna be in yoga, in union with the fishes. So subscribe.